Welcome back to the USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center here on this Saturday afternoon as our matinee pickleball event continues here in our APP New York City Pro Shuffle. We have our men's double shuffle on deck. Here are our four finalists: Will Sobek, Jason McNulty, Brendan Long, and Jack Munro. We already played game one. The duo of Sobek and Munro took it 21-16 over Long and McNulty. Some new faces in this men's side. That's been the theme of the men's side this week, guys. We've had upset after upset after upset. It's been chaos.
It really has on the men's side of things. It's been, like you said, Dorian, a lot of new faces. The most newest face out here that people may not see is Jason McNulty. They lose by five in that one. As I'm trying to pull that out in the first one, but again, it's within
right there.
It's within that striking distance we talk about, Chad. You don't want any more than five.
Yeah,
if it is more than that,
that's borderline right there.
Yeah.
Even with the 16, it gives too much room.
But yeah, if they're within five, it's striking distance going into game two, and I think that one would have been heavily favored on the side of Sobek and Munro going into that match as well. So I do like that McNulty and Long keep that within five. They are in striking distance here, and now it is Long and Sobek taking on Munro and McNulty in this second game.
Well, there's a look at Jason McNulty right there in the white hat as Will Sobek in the orange. He was dominating throughout this tournament in the semifinal, but in his first pool as well. William Sobek, here's a look at what he was able to do earlier on this afternoon. He is the only player on the men's side who has been plus in double figures in both of his two pods.
Well, I mean, William Sobek was my pick to take this pool right here. Jack Munro to finish second. What he did this morning was extremely impressive. He was playing with high intensity, moving all over the court, but his anticipation was great as well, and he was creating putaways, sequences, patterns. Everything was working for him this morning.
Sobek, the 2023 men's singles gold medalist here in New York City. A year ago, Jack Munro won the men's doubles gold yesterday. So a couple of gold medalists from this tournament here on this court.
No. May get challenged, may not. No.
I did not see it.
Ball just long right there. And again, what you're seeing here, too, is you're seeing Jack Munro play the left side.
About to talk about that as well. He may be young, but he's smart.
Yes, because Jason McNulty is a right-sided player. He is way more comfortable over there, even though Munro's left-handed. Munro comfortable enough to create on that left side.
Side out point
Sobek
one.
not able to make the play. There's Jack Munro in the camo. He's playing alongside Jason McNulty in the brown shirt, white hat. That's a look at Will Sobek in the orange. He was dealing with some cramps towards the end of that men's semifinal. Got a chance to talk to him briefly in the VIP tent between matches. He said he was feeling a lot better as Brendan Long misses that into the net court. To join us now is AJ McCord with an update on Will Sobek.
Yeah, Dorian, like you mentioned, he is feeling a lot better. I just caught up with his dad, and he said the reason for that is that Will really focused on getting some treatment between the semifinal and this championship pool play. He got a massage, he got a lot of treatment done, and so his dad said he's feeling good, looking good, and ready to try and get this title.
And for Will Sobek, that is so important. Thank you, AJ, because of how well he was playing earlier. He really was the dictator in all of his matches through the pool play.
Oh, a little confusion right there in the middle. McNulty and Munro tapping paddles as Brendan Long finds an opening and a seam down that middle.
3-2.
Brendan Long, the lone seeded player to make it into the men's final, came in as the 5 seed, advancing out of Pool C.
And there's the strength of McNulty. And honestly, if I was Munro and Nulty right now, I wouldn't be putting too many balls in the middle of the court, because then you're opening up that double backhand speed up through the middle. If you can create angles, and even if Sobek or Long are going to try and speed up middle, at least it's coming cross court, takes away some of the communication issues.
Oh, Munro had the court wide open.
He had too much room, too much space.
Too much time to think.
Brendan Long tracks down that lob, that defensive lob from McNulty, who he thought was going to land long, but does not. Gets it back in. Munro had too much court to work with.
And it's given Long and Sobek a 4-3 lead here early on in game number 2. Sobek trying to step across with a backhand, but finds the net.
He was waiting for it. He tried to go on the first one, didn't have the timing down, and then went on the second one, but goes just too much cut.
Great combination as Sobek finds some space.
And that's excellent ball movement right there. You see Long get McNulty in the chicken wing, then he gets Munro in the chicken wing, going cross body, cross body.
5-4. 5-4.
Side out, point
Same
5.
guy. So the frustration there from Long after missing that dink into the net.
5-5.
Jack Munro to serve. 5-all.
Laura Zhang, Eric Trin, Laura Zhang, 2-4-10 Delta.
Unkind neck cord, but Jack Munro, we talked about it earlier, serves right-handed, plays left-handed. He's ambidextrous, so that makes him a difficult matchup.
Well, as he comes up to the kitchen line, too, he's sitting heavy backhand, but then all of a sudden that ball goes to his outside hip on the left side. He opens up quickly, able to handle that.
Couldn't quite get there. It's been a good week for Jack Munro, though. He won the men's gold in doubles alongside Mario Barrientos, the youngest 5-0 player on tour.
Well, was the youngest 5-0 player a few years ago.
Before he grew up.
Yeah.
He's all grown up now.
That was when he was known as Junior Mint.
Yes.
(7-6) in favor of Sobek and Long.
7-6.
Ooh, I thought Sobek had it. I didn't think he had enough on it. Thought that ball was going to drop. Doesn't. Sails Long. As you see live scoring here on the screen. It's tight here.
7-7.
Even McNulty and Long only down by 5 on total points.
Body bag from Brendan Long.
McNulty all over the court trying to defend everything right there, and then Long hits him perfectly right in the left hip.
McNulty into the net as Sobek and Long stretch the lead to 2.
Well, Sobek and Long just staying short and compact. They're not trying to do too much. They're countering well, eventually getting that ball down.
Sobek not able to pull in the chicken wing as the point goes over to the other side for Munro and McNulty.
Yeah, and that's a tough speed up there from Long going at Munro because he's going cross court. Munro able to go down the line at Sobek, cuts down his reaction time. As Long gave Munro a little bit longer reaction time going cross.
Another point, and we are knotted up at 9-all.
That ball off the tape and drops straight down. Long has no chance to do anything with that ball as it just drops right straight down the net.
9-9.
So neither team really able to create some space here in game number 2 as we inch closer to the end change.
Now, I'm pretty sure this is the first match today that William Sobek's playing on the right side. We saw him play left side pickleball
10-9.
all morning long. A little bit of an adjustment as far as the movement, positioning.
Look at that.
Sails wide.
That big forehand with the right hand. And we talked about that during the week, Chad, is that on the overheads, Munro goes right-handed because he's got more strength.
Side out, point 11.
So that will take us to the end change as Sobek and Long inching ahead of Jack Munro and Jason McNulty 11-10. We will step away, but don't go anywhere. We've got plenty of action coming up here at the APP New York City Pro Shuffle.
And Long. So Munro and Sobek +5 with the win. McNulty and Long -5 with 1 in the loss column here as we filter through game 2 of this championship shuffle. Pool play game 2 of 3 to determine the New York champion of Pro Shuffle, the Zimmer Biomed APP New York City Open.
My name is Daniel Sagerman. I'm the Media Relations Officer and Senior Communications Coordinator at the APP. I'm here today to share my cancer story. After a few months of not feeling well, my parents took me to the hospital, and on April 26, 1999, they received the worst news that they could have possibly imagined. I had cancer. I'm proud to say that I'm more than 15 years cancer-free. The APP partnering with American Cancer Society means the world to me because I am living proof that cancer research works. Now, through Double Dink for Cancer, you can make a real difference in people's lives and join the fight against cancer.
The APP, UTR, and American Cancer Society have announced a partnership creating Double Dink for Cancer. The program is designed to spark healthier living and raise crucial funds for the fight against cancer through our love of playing pickleball. If you love pickleball and want to play a role in the ongoing fight against cancer, sign up to be an event director for your community today. Visit the app.global/doublesdink for cancer for more information. And we thank Dan Segerman for sharing his story. We could not do our jobs without him. He is such a crucial part of what we do in these events that we put on here at the APP.
That piece on Daniel is absolutely amazing. And what you just said, Dorian, is the biggest understatement in the world, right? As we all know, everything we do, we get emails from Daniel every week on updates on past winners of tournaments, current winners, current standings. Daniel does so much for us to help us along the way every day of every tournament. It is absolutely phenomenal, and we appreciate him greatly. Oh, that's just so soft. Like, I don't think McNulty thought it was going to be that soft off his paddle.
Didn't hit it. Thought he could just bump it back over, but there was nothing behind it.
That time Long not able to make the pickup, so trading side out here out of the end change, 12-all.
Yeah, good ball movement there from Munro.
12-12.
Using both sides of the court, getting that last one behind Long.
Oh, just sails wide. Brandon Long was all over the exchange.
I mean, that's not the best spot to go at Brandon Long right there, though, on an extended forehand. Munro almost pulled it off.
12.
So, Munro, if you're going to do it again, go a little bit more toward the center of the chest. Left armpit. Oh, right armpit.
Wow. Not quite fast enough as Sobek beats Munro to the paddle side.
Great spot right there. Left shoulder of Jack Munro. Hit it really well. Pulled the trigger at the last second.
Oh, Munro threads the needle for the winner.
That's unreal. Is Will Sobek goes 360, but can't get turned around quick enough.
And you got to love the respect from Brendan Long. He said, nice shot, Jack, and it definitely was. Munro make a couple digs, but he couldn't make the final one. The point to Long and Sobek.
I mean, Munro's anticipating it here right now. He dropped down to one knee a couple of times, tried to back up a little bit, but again, that spot in the middle, the extended forehand for Brandon Long, is a guy that we talk about week after week with immense power, and the focus for him is on controlled aggression. Right now, they're feeding him the perfect balls. Oh, he almost picked it up.
Sobek was in the right spot, but Munro gets the ATP winner.
There was a ball in the middle of that point that clipped off the tape and dropped over. Sobek put his hands up like, please go over, and it did. Begging it.
14,
when you've been playing the way that Will Sobek has been today, it seems like everything falls your way.
Again.
That was some vicious undercut there from Sobek.
Well, the big cut there, and plus with these courts, the balls aren't bouncing as high. It's extremely smart of Sobek there as well, because he's taking it so close to the net. McNulty has to get it up quickly, and Olver can't do it.
And Sobek +7 in point differential after he and Jack Munro won game one, 21-16. Currently with a 2-point lead here in game number 2, as McNulty finds some space for the middle winner.
McNulty sells this one perfectly, waits for Long to slide to the line and try to cover.
And why that's effective, because he doesn't do it very often. He holds it for the right time. Great decision, good timing. And then same guy.
The third.
Sorry, Jason, we gave you a compliment. That's how bad.
Yes, that is on us. We accept that.
Important to note here in this Pro Shuffle format that the points reset every time you advance through the pods. You don't carry them with you throughout the day, so you have to start from 0 every time you move through.
Munro.
A little fired up after that lob winner.
Quick switch to the right hand. And just a little hook shot back down through the middle. Good footwork. And excellent control there from Munro. Very easy to miss that one.
I know a thing or two here about hook shots in New York City. Sobek was waiting for it.
Good communication there from Brendan Long as well after he goes back and gets that lob retrieval. He knows that ball's going down. Communicates good to Sobek so they get back up there quickly.
I know we're going to talk about the communication of Brendan Long in this point and in the last point prior to. This is not unfamiliar, though, for Brendan Long. Brendan Long is a great communicator regardless. This only helps his partnership with William Sobek right now. Talking you, yours, mine, in between every ball right here has been a difference maker late in this game.
Pair of Floridians up by 3 here. As Sobek not able to make the pick, so the side out goes over to Munro and McNulty.
Good hands there from Munro and the ability to get on top of the ball right there.
17-19.
17-19. Another point is now Long and Sobek with game point 20-17. This matches their largest lead of the game. That's how tight this one has been. Sobek finishes
nice
it
hands.
off. Got the better of Munro in the hands battle as William Sobek and Brendan Long take game 2, 21-17 over Jack Munro and Jason McNulty. Game 3 action is coming up next here at the APP New York City Pro Shuffle.
On game 2 of this men's shuffle final, Zimmer Biomed APP New York City Open, the duo of Brendan Long and Will Sobek taking 21-17 over McNulty and Munro hard-fought battle. Let's take a look at the standings here in this championship shuffle with only one game to play. So Will Sobek sits at 2-0. He's +9. Brendan Long sits at 1-1. -1 on the point differential. Jack Munro 1-1 and +1 on the point differential. McNulty over 2 -9.
Headed into Game 3, here are our men's Pro Shuffle Championship standings. Will Sobek 2-0. It has been a great day for Sobek. He is 8-0 on this Shuffle Sunday, +9 coming into this third and final game. Jack Munro, he's there lurking, 1-1, +1. Brendan Long, 1-1, -1. Jason McNulty by the points is out of the conversation at this point, 0-2, -9.
Leave it to our mathematician, Chad Edwards.
It's not even by the points with McNulty, unfortunately. He has systematically eliminated himself from winning. But this is the situation.
Dr. Edwards.
Sobek wins this one. He takes it outright. 3-0. Simple.
0-0.
If he loses here, gets 18, takes it. 17, tie with Munro. 16 or less. Munro will take it, and then you're looking at Long. So there's a potential, even though Sobek has gone 2-0 into this one, he can still finish in third place. We saw it in the women's final.
And Munro puts it right at the feet of Sobek for the opening point.
Susanna Barr went from first to third in that final game. And that could happen here to Sobek.
This is a tough matchup with Munro and Long.
Yes.
Sobek pushes it just wide.
And you're crazy if you don't think William Sobek knows the scenario here.
And so both of these pairings have already played in the semifinals, and each of them won their respective matches by 21-15. So successful pairings in the semis, hoping it'll pay off to successful pairings in the final as well. McNulty getting himself and Will Sobek on the board.
Well, it's a great counter there from McNulty as he slides to his right, gets to his backhand, punches that ball down towards the kneecaps of Brendan Long. Oh.
Let's go. The longest rally of the match ends in a winner for Brendan Long.
Yeah, last couple of balls there, Sobek tried to do a little too much. This one here, we're fully extended on the forehand. Typically, when we speed a ball up, we want to be able to stay in that. Because he was fully extended, he flicked. Long counted at McNulty.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Side out, point.
Missed serve, side out, as Sobek and McNulty pick up a freebie.
Well, Long does have a big serve naturally. He will take chances with his serve,
2-3.
as he does right there, and comes up on the short end. Rally scoring, that does hurt a little bit more.
Ooh, back-to-back errors there from Brendan Long.
Pair of errors, and we are tied at 3-all here early on in game number 3.
3-3.
from Sobek right through the wickets of Munro.
Well, way to get on top of that right there. Sobek does, and he gets that ball down at the feet. And like you said, Dorian, through the legs of Jack Munro with that big winner. They take the lead.
First lead of the day for Munro and Long, or rather Sobek and McNulty.
Side out, point 4.
That was a short-lived one.
4-4.
Sobek with the delicate little touch over the net there. We've seen that multiple times today.
So 5-4 on the paddle of Will Sobek.
5-4.
Sobek begging that ball to drop. But unfortunately goes Long up over the top of Long and Munro.
Couple of extra seconds to the towel for Brendan Long,
5-5.
the 34-year-old out of Naples, Florida. McNulty can't make the pickup as the lead back over to Munro and Long.
That's a good ball there from Munro, going right in between the feet of
6-5.
McNulty there as well. Forces him to stand up to try to get that ball back over.
Long can't make the dink, 6-0.
Good aggressive play there from William Sobek. He kept Jack Munro back behind the baseline for 2 or 3 shots by using his length to reach in and really push that ball back. Munro never able to gain the kitchen line.
Munro wins the hands battle.
And you hear the excitement there from Munro. Triples up on the backhand side there from Sobek. Sobek trying to get a little too far back to middle there on that last ball.
Sobek still holding on to a +8 point differential. Munro +2. Ooh. May have gotten Sobek with the first body back, got them both on the second attempt.
Jeez, just pure chaos again.
Sobek smacked himself. Way to take care of your partner right there.
Poor Jason McNulty right there, just friendly fire.
And it's a 2-point lead for Jack Munro and Brendan Long.
8-6.
Whoa.
Oh!
No.
Right down Broadway. Sobek gets the winner for the point.
William Sobek, the epitome of baseball bad ball hitter. He gets everything back and then finds a gap in the middle out of all that. Finally.
7-8.
I'm tired watching. Goodness, William Sobek.
And that
Sobek
right
working
there,
hard at the kitchen line.
that is what he was doing so well this morning. You see him change direction twice there with an inside out at Munro, then an inside out back at Brendan Long, keeping them off balance.
Oh, Brendan Long giving him a taste of his own medicine there, sneaking it back behind Sobek.
Problem is Sobek's keeping this game close. That's all he needs. He just needs to keep this close. As you can see,
18,
that live scoring right there
is the magic number there for Sobek.
He's just got to keep that gap between him and Munro.
So Sobek within 10 points of being able to claim the championship. Unkind neck cord for Long, can't make the reaction, 9-all.
Nine. Side out, point 10.
Side out, point 10.
Ten, 9.
And McNulty puts it into the net on the forehand. That brings us to the end change as Munro and Brendan Long have taken a 2-point lead, 11-9 here midway through game number 3. As we welcome you back into the broadcast booth here at Championship Court, midway through game number 3, Chad, Dom. This one was everything that we thought it would be. It's lived up to it. We still have half this game to go. What's impressed you the most about this?
Well, right now, William Sobek is really keeping him and Jason McNulty in it. He is all over the court. He's covering about 80 to 85% of the court. He's doing a good job. He knows that they just need to keep that buffer, that gap. If he keeps this game close, he knows he's in the driver's seat for the championship.
Yeah, and Sobek was my pick going into it. Munro, number 2. They're so close and so tightly contested right now. I may give a little bit of an edge here to Munro. You know, they've got the 2-point lead, but that magic number for Sobek is 18. That's only 3.
Yeah.
The numbers matter here on our Pro Shuffle Sunday. Every point can be a game changer. We saw it in the women's final. It is playing here into the men's final as well. Guys, final quick thoughts on the Pro Shuffle, how this format has played out, and how much you've enjoyed seeing this new format and these new partnerships.
We love it because we're seeing different partnerships. We're seeing some that are very successful. We're seeing some that maybe not. It's not so successful. But what it does is it gives these players an idea down the road, because a lot of times players, hey, my partner got sick, my partner can't go, who can I go with? This is giving them an idea of, hey, maybe I can ask this person to play, or I'm definitely going to avoid that partner.
Well, I think out of today, Sobek, Munro have done the best job as far as making adjustments quickly with the new partners and being able to keep the partnerships kind of together, but their opponents off balance, as we're already seeing here in this final game.
Well, you said, Chad, calling them chameleons, adapting to their environment. I like that analogy you used earlier.
We play on here in game number 3. Jack Munro, Brendan Long with a 2-point advantage coming out of the end change as Long punishes that put away.
Puffing that chest out.
Sobek certainly was not expecting Long to be able to get back into the court and to that position right there. Tried to float one over. Long, big forehand put away.
Nice positioning there from Sobek, going center mass on Jack Munro.
He got it elevated. He got it neck height. If he gets that chest height, Munro's all over it. He got it just elevated enough that it jammed Munro up.
And it gives Sobek a little breathing room as well, +4. Great angle from Sobek.
This is so good.
Sobek's not laying down right now. Still a lot of game to go, but closing the gap. Back now within 1. And a big finish, big put away there by him.
The 19-year-old won 5 medals on tour this year, loves playing in New York City, captured his first men's singles gold here a year ago as McNulty puts that forehand into the net.
Issue with that is McNulty slid too much to the middle.
Yep.
He tried to sell it, but he sold it too much.
He sold himself.
He pulled his body too far away from it. He almost couldn't reach the ball.
little miscommunication there in the middle.
That's a good spot right there from Jack Munro, though. He knows Sobek's going to slide back and cover. So what he does, he gets it a little bit further away from him, and now causes just enough confusion in the middle.
Sobek not able to fight it off. Good spot for Munro.
Yeah, you see.
Now that point differential getting dead even, +5 between Sobek and Munro.
Yeah, you saw Munro take that ball more toward the right shoulder, right armpit there of Sobek. He couldn't get into the slide to clear his body. Same spot there from Long.
And Munro now inches into the lead with that point. Jack Munro point differential +6. And Sobek, and now Brendan Long in the conversation as well in second for +4. Guys, they've gone back-to-back on Will Sobek to that right hip as Sobek and McNulty take a timeout. What adjustment does Sobek need to make to not make that a target?
Well, he needs to keep on his feet. He's jumping a little bit too much, and it's getting him out of position. He needs to calm down just a little bit here. But his activeness is what has got them in this match early on. But now it's almost a little too much. I want him to calm down, get in a point, let Jason McNulty do what he does, then act on something that he gets set up. Otherwise, right now, we're looking at deja vu from the women's match, where all of a sudden Susanna Barr's up 2-0 and a positive lead, and then she goes from first to third. We're looking at a very similar situation here.
Coming out of this timeout, we are joined by AJ McCord, who has a little bit more on Jack McNulty.
Well, Dorian, remember yesterday we were talking about Jack Munro and how when he doesn't feel the pressure, that is when he plays his best. We saw that in men's doubles as he went on to win the gold medal with first-time partner Mario Barrientos. And here he is in Game 3 of our APP New York City Pro Shuffle, and he's worked himself all the way back into a lead late here in Game 3. You have to imagine, because he's translated that mentality of playing like there's no pressure into today.
Thanks, AJ. Back to tied between Sobek and Munro after the missed serve.
In. Okay.
It's not even close to being out.
No, but we're in a situation here where Munro needs 5 to take it. Sobek needs 4 to push it to another tiebreaker. 5 to win it. So 5's the magic number for both right now.
And Sobek misses the return. So if we do have to go to a third tiebreak, it would be points, total points won. So first tiebreak is point differential. Then it is total points, and the third tiebreaker would be points won.
Oh, how'd he get that back? How does McNulty get that back?
He put so much junk on it, too, with the spin. It threw Brendan Long off just enough. Watch this block from McNulty.
It's a windshield wiper right there. McNulty hung back. He waited to see where that ball was going to go. Munro knew it was going to get down below the net.
And McNulty knew it. You could see him going, "What are you doing?" as he got to that ball in the second bounce.
18-14.
18-14.
Ooh, now we're down to 3. 3 for Sobek, 3 for Munro. Who's going to take it?
Tense moments here on championship court in this third game of the men's Pro Shuffle.
Oh.
As that one misses, we welcome in our new audience here on FS2. You are joining us in progress of our APP New York City Pro Shuffle Game 3. As Will Sobek and Jack Munro are battling to take the championship in our first ever men's pro shuffle. It is decided by point differential. And right now it is a dead even tie. Pushed it just long, did long off of the paddle.
Oh my goodness,
This
it's back.
is crazy. This is intense.
Side out pickleball.
He got
crawled off of the net cord.
He got caught pinching a little too much, pinched in the middle. Brendan Long pulled that ball cross court behind him, got him just enough off balance.
And so not only does that bring up game point, Sobek and Munro are tied at +5 apiece. This
either
to
one's
decide
gonna go
the final. Long can't make the dink as Sobek and McNulty stay alive.
Just took himself out of second place.
Yes. Yep.
So now it's down to Jack Munro and Will Sobek.
Munro is going to take
it off as Jack Munro and Brendan Long take it 21-17.
We're tied. It's going to come down.
And with that outcome, Sobek and Munro are tied in point differential. So this one is going to come down
the total points
to the second.
Total points, they're tied as well.
Total points. So here is where the points matter. We've talked so much about the points throughout this new Pro Shuffle format and how every point matters in these partnerships, and it is playing with your partner, but it's also an individual competition. And so the tiebreakers are as follows. You go to point differential, that's first. Then you go to total points, and then the third differential is points won. So now we have to figure out the points as we take a break here on championship court.
Even.
This one is knotted up. It was so good. It's going to come down to the third tiebreaker between Will Sobek and Jack Munro. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. We have more from New York City here at the APP New York City Pro Shuffle.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a tie. We are going to play a tiebreaker match, 1 game to 5. Mr. Sobek and Mr. McNulty versus Mr. Munro and Mr. Long. her on hold for a minute.
Unprecedented moments here on the APP Tour, our first ever men's pro shuffle, and we are going to have what I believe is going to be a playoff in our men's doubles. Welcome back into the broadcast booth and championship court. Dorian Kraft, Chad Edwards, Dominic Catalano here for this historic moment on tour as the fourth member of our crew, AJ McCord, joins us now to explain what is happening and what we're going to see next.
Yeah, Dorian, unprecedented moments here in New York City, absolutely. So here's what's happening to decide who wins this pro shuffle. Jack Munro and Will Sobek, because they are tied, they got to pick which partner they wanted out of the four here on the court. So you see Will Sobek is partnered up with Jason McNulty, and then you have Jack Munro playing with Brendan Long. It is a game to 5 to decide who takes home the title of men's pro shuffle champion.
Thanks, AJ. So Jack Munro chose Brendan Long. These were the pairings that we just saw here in game number 3. Munro and Long took that game 3, 21-17 over Sobek and McNulty.
That's one.
Long off the paddle. That's 1 point for Munro.
Well, right off the bat, creating the pressure is Brendan Long. Jason McNulty ends up backing up away from that kitchen line.
And even though this is a partnership, Brendan Long, Jason McNulty, not in the conversation for a championship. This is solo between Sobek and Jack Munro due to the tie in points all the way down the tiebreaker list.
But Brendan Long helping out Jack Munro best he can right here. It's all for pride.
So a 2-0 lead for Jack Munro, who captured a gold medal in the men's doubles final yesterday, trying to round out his weekend with a championship in the pro shuffle. Long doing a little bit of everything. Forehand roll winner. It's a 3-0 lead.
What's Munro done? This is
the Brendan Long show right now.
Munro better split the check with Long right now.
Split the difference.
Yeah, he owes him right now.
3-0.
First to 5, win by 1. It's 3-0 in favor of Munro and Long.
Anybody else holding their breath right now?
Longest point of the match won by Sobek.
What?
Side out point 1.
What? Unbelievable right now. I'm looking up in the VIP. Susanna Barr, Rob Nunnery, Krista Getcheva. They're all jumping out of their seat after that point. They're going nuts.
Listen, if that point does not get you excited, I don't know what will. That was fantastic.
Oh, no. Sobek.
Yep.
Cramping again.
Yep, he's starting to cramp again.
1-3.
So Will Sobek was dealing with some cramps at the end of the semifinal pod. Was feeling better. Looks to be a little gimpy here. Brendan Long.
Pace, little bump.
He pulled the string
Long
on
went
it.
to bump it back, but there was nothing behind it. Couldn't get it over the net.
McNulty and Sobek back within one.
McNulty throwing the changeup. Oh, nice.
Munro goes into the body, and it brings up championship point for Jack Munro.
1 point.
Sobek put it right on his paddle. Excellent hands there from Munro.
4-2.
Off of the net cord, and Jack Munro is your champion of the first ever APP Pro Shuffle here in New York City. What a weekend for Jack Munro. Gold medal and a championship here.
Well, Jack Munro thanking Brendan Long after the handshake by all 4 players. Kind of see him whispering in his ear, because that beginning right there, the first 3 points were all Brendan Long to get them started.
A tremendous effort by Will Sobek, as he was so good for so long, but he comes up just short as Munro outlasts Sobek by 3 here in this championship playoff of our Pro Shuffle. And we will continue our celebration, subdued celebration here. Both players got a rest, but we will have our celebration on APP TV. We hope that you will join us there on YouTube, as we will talk to Jack Munro after finishing such a fantastic final here in the Pro Shuffle. A new format, a new day, and an exciting one it was. So for Dominic Catalano, Chad Edwards, and AJ McCord, I'm Dorian Kraft saying so long and thanks for watching. Jack Munro, the champion of our APP NYC Pro Men's Shuffle. It came down to a playoff, with Munro outlasting Will Sobek 5-2 in a doubles pairing.
Yeah, a perfect showing there from Munro and a great comeback. We'll throw it down to AJ McCord, who's courtside with Jack.
Jack still letting this moment sink in. We'll start with that playoff. The game to 5, and immediately you said, when given the opportunity to pick your partner, I want to play with Brendan. How did you know that he was going to be the best partner to bring you home?
I mean, I trust him fully. I mean, we're on the same team for MLP, and I mean, I know that he's a great partner. As you can tell, he kept me up. He was the reason we won that game, so kudos to him for carrying me.
Well, you had some impressive moments of your own, and in that third game, as you and Will are exchanging moments for the lead, how did that affect your mentality? Did you know that it was happening, or did you simply try to put it aside?
Yeah, well, I'm a numbers guy, so definitely tried to keep track, but it's more so just snapping out of it, you know, and living in the moment and staying point by point. So that was my frame.
You've had to learn that lesson a few times this weekend, because yesterday in men's doubles, you told me I am so much better when I take the pressure off and just play the pickleball that I know I'm capable of. What did you learn about your ability to do just that here in New York?
It's more so about having fun. I mean, like, this format was super fun. Thanks to Ken for putting this on. This was so much fun. I've heard it from every pro. This was phenomenal, and that's why, I mean, I viewed it more so as that, so I could play a bit looser. And obviously, partners helped out a lot when I was down or when they were down. You know, it was cool to shift between partners.
So you're taking home a gold medal. You're also taking home the title of our men's pro shuffle champion. What is the emotion for you walking away from New York City?
Oh my gosh, I love this city. Crazy, but a year ago I didn't even qualify for mixed, and I went 0-2 in men's doubles. So coming here now and actually being able to compete, and not only compete but perform well enough to get some medals, is definitely huge in a year's frame. And I owe it a lot to Ken for kind of finding me and helping me flourish.
Congratulations, Jack Munro, the very first men's pro doubles champion in our shuffle format. Dorian, Chad, Dom, I'll send it back to you.
Well, thanks so much, AJ. What a moment for Jack Munro. And you heard him there at the end of the interview talk about his progression over the course of the last year. 2023 didn't have the results that he wanted in New York City. Came here in 2024. Maybe thought he wasn't going to have the results in men's doubles. Was left without a partner at the last minute. Found Mario Barrientos. Won a gold medal there. Comes out, wins the shuffle. And what a day for Jack Munro. And what a day for the pros. This has been a phenomenal new format.
Well, for Jack, again, he played loose in men's because it was like we're playing with house money.
Yep.
I got a new partner. My partner couldn't be here, so he's playing loose there. Comes into this. This is a fun format. Yes, they can win some good money here, but he played loose in this too. That's when he's playing his best. So if anything, for Jack, it's a learning curve moment for him, saying, hey, I need to just play loose. If I play loose, I'm playing well.
And Chad, your thoughts on the format overall from what we saw today in the first ever Pro Shuffle?
No, I mean, you heard it from Jack right there, and the consensus from all of the pros that played in it is it's a fun new format because they're able to play looser, because they're able to kind of, you have to keep it light when you have to play with the other person across the other side of the net from you. So, it's not like they're taking it easy, but it's just that they're playing looser, they're having fun, they're entertaining the crowd even more because they're getting into it, and there's a lot of emotion out there on the court.
Well, what a fantastic Sunday it has been here in New York City to put a cap on what has been a great tournament here at the USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center. That's a wrap for here, but there's still plenty of action left on the 2024 schedule.